damage to the play area equipment. Someone has deliberately applied a silicon type substance to the swings and the apparatus. I believe council services have got most of it off now.
No, that's the right. I report it.
But obviously we've done that. Keep your eyes out for that. So that's a deliberate act, which isn't very good. Suspicious males been seen climbing over fences and onto sheds in the late afternoons. This has been reported to Kent Police. There is CCTV images of him. We believe it's the same guy that abandoned the Ford car, and forensics have been out to lift fingerprints from the car. So we're waiting to see on the database to see if that comes up with. The forensics did go out straight away and lift some fingerprints. So hopefully we get the person that's doing that. Kent Police Specials were carrying out speed watch at the weekend in Saar, which was nice to see. Opposite the pub there.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah, they were up and around. I was going for Sunday lunch and I saw them. Of course I was driving at the speed limit. Fine.
After you had good brakes.
On to about the graffiti. Graffiti tags have popped up in the village. I've reported them to the CSU, which is Community Safety Unit. We're interested in the tags Hope, Shift, SB and JAG. These are horrific graffiti taggers that have gone around the planet tagging these logos. The tags have been added to the graffiti database, so there is an actual graffiti database where we can look at people's tags. So that's pretty good. So any more, if that pops up anymore, please inform me, but I will be looking for that as well. There's another guys going around, car interference. It's a male wearing jeans, blue jeans, dark hooded top and white baseball cap. He's been targeting the rural villages, gaining access to the vehicles by either randomly trying the doors and entering the vehicles, or he may carry some kind of electronic device to pop the vehicles open. We're not sure, but I know in Minster, one road, there was 10 vehicles sort of gained entry to, so it seems a bit too random in one road for just 10 people to leave their car doors open. He's interested, this is happening throughout the rural villages, interested in stealing small items, car parking change, sunglasses, laptops, sat-navs. We have got CCTV images of him. But more disturbingly, he's been seen in Moncton recently at 3:43 on someone's CCTV camera trying front doors. So that's even more disturbing, really. That's the end of my report. So any questions? Happy to take.
Just one, Aaron, if I could. Just a minor incident, really. This morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody was sounding their horn in the lane. So I take it that does go down as antisocial behaviour.
Inappropriate use of the horn, yeah.
Perhaps we could have a chat about it.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the publication of the parish council minutes, to discuss and consider the inclusion of parish council minutes in the village newsletter. You will all be aware that minutes are published in the notice boards and also put on our website. Last month I took the decision that we would look at whether we should put the draft minutes into the parish church magazine. And I did that for 2 reasons. One was to gauge what reaction we would get from it, and secondly to bring it to the council to make a decision as to how we go forward with it, because I believe it's quite inappropriate to publish draft minutes, and I really feel that we should only be publishing approved minutes. Now, the reaction from the general public was quite dramatic, and a lot of people were very offended by that, and if they were, I apologise for it, but it's done for the reason that we make a decision and ratify it this evening as to we go ahead with publishing the approved minutes. So if we could have that in the minutes, Sarah, and if we can have a vote on that.
Yeah, and I was also contacted by Lord Waters, who specifically wanted his objections voted on.
That's fine. So those in favour of having the approved minutes put into the parish church magazine?
You can, if it's on the agenda, you can speak about it at the time.
Again, sorry. Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
Okay, thank you very much. The next item. Yes. So that will mean that September's meetings will be published in the next edition of the Parish Church magazine.
It had been spoken about several years ago and it wasn't done.
No.
It should have been done.
It's one of those anomalies which we now feel we have to correct, which we've now done.
Would you like to say something?
Yeah.
We'll come through that in public question time.
No, I'm afraid I'm allowed to actually, if it's on the agenda, I'm allowed to join in at the time.
No, you're not. It's public
I
question
am.
time.
No, public question
Please.
time is for non-agenda items,
Sorry.
for public to raise questions about non-agenda items. Agenda items should be discussed
Okay,
at
thank
the
you.
time.
You have 2 minutes.
Okay. So you quite clearly stated that you made the decision.
Correct.
Is that not a breach of your code of conduct?
No, it's not.
Why not?
I don't have to answer that.
Yes, you do. It's in the public interest, and you do have to answer. And I'll point out the reasons why you resigned from the council back in 2009
Sorry?
was because of decisions made without the whole council. Was one of your reasons for leaving. So you then doing that, is that not hypocritical?
No, because the point is that that decision has now been ratified by this council now.
Yes, but you made it without the council's decision.
Do you not appreciate that? Do you, Mr. Slade, do you not appreciate that we bring that decision forward to this meeting to be ratified? Now, if the council decide that I'm wrong, okay, then we go back to where we were.
But you have acted upon it before the council voted.
That's right,
against
because the
code of
decision
conduct.
has to be made at some point, because it's not approved minutes. At some point,
Are you aware of
can
your
I
own
finish,
principles?
please? Thank you. We have to make a decision at some point whereby there will not be minutes in that magazine.
Yeah.
That has now been done. We now move forward, and we will put the approved minutes into magazine. That's the matter closed. You've had your 2 minutes, Mr. Slade. Will you now sit
I
down?
didn't have 2 minutes, I only had about 30 seconds. You spoke for most of it.
For Christ's sake.
Sorry, do you have a problem, Mr. Sell?
Mr. Slade, will you now sit down, or will you please remove yourself from this meeting?
You actually have no right to remove me from the meeting. You can end
If
the
I
meeting.
feel that you are disrupting this meeting, I will
I'm
ask
trying
the
to have a
community
reasonable
warden to ask you
conversation,
to...
and I've been told to shut up because you were talking, and not a chance to carry on.
I've not asked you to shut up.
You did ask me to shut up.
I've asked you to stop talking.
Is that not the same as shut up?
Aaron, would you please remove the gentleman?
You've made a decision without the council's ratification.
Do your best.
He's got a right to voice his opinion.
I have a right to voice my opinion,
Public
and I'm not doing it aggressively.
If you're going to, but then focus on the actual thing that you're
I
complaining about.
was
Don't go
frightened.
into the past, actually focus on what are you complaining about.
I'm complaining about Councillor Bryant made an unratified decision without the rest of the council.
What, and
It was not proposed, it was not seconded, and that is a breach of your code of conduct.
what, because we publish in
And you're
another
standing
publication, we publish in a magazine, we publish the minutes on the notice boards, we publish it on the website.
I would now like the matter closed. We do have a complaints policy, Mr. Slade. I would like to give you a copy of it, and I would ask you that you actually fulfil your duty by going through that policy.
Yeah.
Would you now sit down? Oh, question time. Any questions?
We just got to
Okay.
That's it.
Thanks, Aaron.
Oh, that's
Someone's phone.
That's Derek's.
Yeah.
He's coming back, isn't it?
That's Derek's.
Any questions? No?
Can I just ask, I think we can clear up, it's very good around the village.
Thank you.
Why we don't do the other side of the Funnet Way where all the rubbish is collecting when you come into the village?
From
Home Bay.
Home Bay.
I've done it 3 times myself.
Sure.
And collected.
Barbara, the issue is it's a big job, really. What we've happened, I've done that area once, Rob and Peter have done that area once, and the problem we've got is we're getting over the bridge and we're not having time to get round the other side.
It does look
But
awful though.
I completely accept that. It will be cleared up at the next one.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Next time we will start
But
at
you're
the
going
end
to,
of the bridge.
yeah, okay, you're going to do it, but you
Yeah.
know it's going to be messed up straight away, don't you?
Yeah.
No, we'll keep doing it.
We'll keep doing it.
We're volunteering, aren't we?
I did.
So,
When we come off the Funnet Way round that bend, I did 4 black bags.
Yeah, I've done exactly
about
the
4
same.
weeks ago,
I've
and it was
done
just being cans of McDonald's
I know.
stuff. And I've done that on 3 occasions.
No, I've done it.
Well, the
It's very
village
good.
is-
It's just you drive past the following day and you feel like swearing because it's all back again, you know. And it's
Get some more
it's-
people
it's
to put
frustrating.
together. Get more people in the village to feel.
No, but it's people that
It's all
actually,
voluntary,
like
isn't
Bernard and Barbara and Robert, that actually go not outside the litter pit,
Yes.
that actually volunteer and keep that. It's good people like that that actually do good for the community and actually move the community forward and actually are out there doing stuff. That's what we need in this village, more of that.
we be able to look into a bin? Have a CD put there or
Oh, is
something?
it going past the throwing?
You know, yeah, like one of the big mouth bins
Yeah.
we've got now.
Yeah, we'll do it. I don't, we'll have a go next time we go out.
We can try it.
I don't know,
I
because-
take it on board, it is an issue.
Well, one thing that sprung to mind is amongst the litter picks and generally, there are a heck of a lot of cans, right? And I think perhaps what we ought to do is save those, recycling, but they're actually sellable because most of them are alley cans. So that might be a small contribution, however, towards parish funds. I mean, I know we're not going to be a recycling centre, but it would make sense. I mean, there were a heck of a lot.
Compound, don't we?
Any more questions?
Yeah, with relation to that, is there an update on the homeless man?
Is there an update on the homelessness? Aaron, are we allowed to say anything on that one?
All I can say is the issue is being dealt with and looked into at the moment, and we have more information by the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Double yellow lines down the street stroke Short Lane. Is that covered in the planning section or?
It's not planned to.
Okay, is there any option to look at the giveaway lines that are currently at the end of Down Barton Road? Because a number of years ago they were moved back about 6 to 8 foot, obviously making it more difficult to get out of Down Barton Road without sticking your nose out past schoolhouse and so on. Is there a possibility to look at getting them moved back to where they were?
Just let me get this right. You're saying where schoolhouse is.
Yep.
Yeah. You're saying you'd like the give way markings on the road moved up.
Moved back to where they used to be. I mean, you can actually see, if you look at the road, you can see where the old giveaway lines used to be, and they allowed you to actually pull out slightly past the schoolhouse, so you could see down Court Road and see the traffic coming up. And
Possibly because of safety reasons, they actually moved them back.
Would have, if it didn't
Structure
park there.
would be a-
it would help if they did.
All I can do is to say is, as I said to you, we work in partnership with KCC. This is an initiative of KCC. I take on board, I will make a note of what you're saying, and I will put it in Paul Vanek, and I will let you know what he says.
I did ask him when we went round.
Did you? What was his reaction to that?
I think about it.
Let me write to him, and so it's down Barton Road.
And finally, there's a number of tyres been dumped between St Nicholas and Moncton. I don't know if that comes under ours or not. All the way along the road, someone's obviously driven along with someone in the back throwing them out or something.
Again, thank you for that, Mr. Slade. I'm very aware of it. They have been thrown slightly into the field, so we've got this dilemma of whose responsibility is it the farmer or is it TDC? I do plan to speak to Ian Moss from St Nicholas Court Farm tomorrow to see whether he would like us to move them. I'm quite happy to move those.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the question. Okay, moving on. Children's play area. Rob, could you give us an update on that one?
Yes, there's not a lot really to go on from what we spoke about last time, apart from we're going to be now working with the school. They're on board. They're quite happy to try and raise funds for the play area as well, and we've got quite a few other companies that we're going to speak to over the next 10 days and try and get funding allocated for the play area.
Yeah, please do.
Isn't there something where these new developers are going to are willing to put money in for the play area?
Right. I'm glad you asked that, Barbara, because I thought I'd forgotten about that. Unfortunately, as a council, we have been rather misled under Section 106 money. Now that I have spoken to Thanet District Council, the money goes directly to TDC. It does not come to us.
Well,
and then they decide if we can put a good enough case for them, we might get some of it, but it goes to them.
But that could take 2, 3, 4 years.
I was obviously misled.
We was under that impression as well. That's why all of a sudden we thought, yes, we can go and do this.
But then it does come back into having said that, we do want to work with the developers, and I spoke to the site manager of the ones that's just started, and the site manager is going back to the developer, and it does look as though we are most likely to get a very nice contribution, not a financial contribution, but help with actually clearing things. So a big warning to everybody, you don't mind me saying this, do you?
No, go ahead.
We are looking to perhaps put a new play area in by the end of April next year. That's what we want to try and achieve. It does mean that the play area will be out of action for anything up to 4 weeks. The first week will be taken to clear the old one, and then hopefully whoever we decide will be the new contracts after the consultation with you, the general public, as to what we want to go in there. That will probably take another 3 weeks to go in. So it's a big, big project, and I think Rob was being a little bit modest there. He's worked incredibly hard with the suppliers on this, and has had a number of meetings to get where we are at the moment. So thank you very much for that. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Apart from we're going to try and do funding within the village as well. Try and get. You came up with a good idea about pizza night and things like that, and try and raise some funds through the residents as well. Try to help certain fun nights and things like that, see if we can get some funds together.
And at this point, I must mention the school as well, because I have spoken to Heather Kemp, and they're going to be doing fundraising for us as well, because the school kids get fun out of it, and she's hoping that they'll raise up to £2,000 for us. It would be nice. Good. Okay, next item on the agenda is the War Memorial. Peter, is there anything you can tell us on that?
Right, yeah, I've been to 3 stonemasons. I'm still waiting on quotes at the moment. One stonemason's actually going to give 2 quotes, so you'll actually get 4 quotes in total. So that is basically far I go. I should have had one by the time this meeting came, but
Can you just enlighten me why there's two quotes? Are they doing different things? Or?
They're slightly different.